Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 109. We're back in the basement escaping some smoking hot weather again. Seems to be the regular thing I say.
Told.
Yeah, you haven't been outside yet.
Not yet.
But it's me and it's Jack. We're back here to talk some wrestling. My goodness, that brother of yours. I had this day planned out, right? So I know I always talk about your brother's basketball, but now it's soccer. He's got soccer playoffs this weekend. No problem. He has 3 games today. I went to the first one. Then I left. Then I came home to knock out this podcast and go back to his later game. But for some reason, even though it's a local soccer league, his games are not local today. And I get a text. We sat down, I set up all the computers, get the recording software set up, and I get a text that he left his shoes in the car.
How's that? Isn't that like you need those?
I had to run back. It's because in between games, there's like a splash pad there, and it's like super flaming hot. So he took off his soccer stuff to splash around.
You need those.
But anyway, so I just raced down there and back. So I am a bit annoyed, but I'm just going to relax and talk some wrestling from the week.
Smart kid.
And then I guess outside of wrestling in our banter section, we should probably explain what we did last night. What did we do last night, fella?
Got a good night's sleep.
No, not exactly. That's for sure not.
I didn't. I don't usually.
Jackson went to his first legit rock and roll show last night, as we are both humongous Jack White fans. Any project of Jack White's. He was playing in Toronto outside, which is even better for me. It's my favorite large venue. I think it seats about 15,000. It's an amphitheater. So his aunt got him tickets for his birthday, and I was the one that, quote unquote, had to go with him, unfortunately. So yeah, we had a good time. The opening band is a Canadian band
one,
called July Talk.
Yeah.
If you thought they were really good, right?
Yeah, they were really good live.
So how did you find the whole, because Jack White concerts, you cannot have your cell phone. They take them upon entry and put them in an envelope and lock it.
Other than not knowing what time it is, I didn't really care.
Yeah, that was a miscalculation by us, was showing up without any sort of watch, because we did not know
and then I didn't.
We didn't know what time it was for the whole night, but really good show, right? You had a good time?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and he ended up liking the opening band better than he thought too, just because you're learning like what it's like to be live and hear rock and roll, because they definitely are louder and more guitar heavy and just more fun, right? So
I like both of those things.
And I know that you were whatever about the phones, but I honestly think it helped you, because I got to watch you like absorb a concert like I would have in the 90s. No distractions, no checking anything, no like putting pictures and posting them. You just had to like live in the moment of a pretty cool rock show. So I think it's actually not a bad thing that the cell phones were gone. No. Jack White's a smart guy. But yeah, so that was a late night. We got back. We made great time getting home, right? Got home at about midnight. Mm-hmm. But all in all, a really fun time, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like just after midnight, I think.
Yeah, so you got a couple T-shirts, 1 T-shirt for each band, and some other swag. Some other stuff.
Things we all get.
So we're both tired. I think we have our voices. We did a bunch of yelling and stuff, but I think my voice is still pretty intact today. Sometimes you come home from a concert and you can't really speak. My ears were ringing last night for sure. It was loud.
I don't even know what you're talking about, because I was pretty much fine.
Well, that's good. You have ear problem. Your hearing's all back, so that's nice too.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
a new detail from last week. I think you were still partially deaf last week.
Pretty sure I was.
Yeah, so that's cleared up, which is nice.
I think that's the timeline. Timeline gets foggy.
And then tomorrow we are going to yet another independent wrestling show, which I'm sure we'll talk about on episode 110, called Super Kicked. Super Kick 'D, if you're interested in looking it up. So we're actually getting the big match is what?
It's House of Black versus some of their folks.
So we're getting Black King and Buddy Matthews, right? Taking on some local indie talent that we've seen.
One of which we have seen.
Yeah, and we liked him. So
I like him.
Dan Wheeler, is it? Mark Wheeler? Mark Wheeler. Yeah. So yeah, we're heading out to that show. I actually emailed them just now because they have conflicting information on both the email they sent me and their official site. It says one thing, doors open at 4, starts at 5, and then you scroll down like 5 inches and it says show starts at 6. So I'm a bit annoyed, and I'm trying to figure out, because again, your brother has a basketball camp tomorrow, so the timing of it, we need to get the car back and get out of here. So I'm trying to figure out when exactly we need to go. But anyways, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyways, you're yawning over there. Anything to add? Why am I talking so much? Say something. I'll sip my booster juice.
No, I don't really have anything to say. I don't do a whole lot.
That I can confirm.
What watched Rogue One yesterday. That kind of sucked.
It's a good movie.
I
like it.
It's overrated.
Well,
People say it's underrated, but I disagree. Anytime I see it, someone will say it's good or that it's really good. And one guy said it's one of the best ones, and it's not.
I liked it.
At best, it's fine.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
It's fine at best. But most of the time, I was just kind of bored.
Yeah.
It is kind of neat because it showcases an immoral side of the rebels. So
Exactly.
cool. But I just think the execution's not done the best. Like I like Churret, the blind guy, or K2SO is kind of funny. The droid.
Yeah.
But even then, I found the droid to be less funny this time. And I guess Base Model is okay. I really don't like Jyn Erso, the main female character, and I don't like Bodhi Rook, the pilot. And Andor was alright, and he's the one getting a show because I don't know why.
I don't really remember it that well.
I guess you can make a show about anything now.
I only saw it once in theater and remembered I liked it. Yeah.
I saw it once in literally like yesterday was my first time watching like probably 4.5 years.
Right.
So yeah. And he might even get a second season of a show, even though the show hasn't come out yet, that's bull. But
maybe it'll be good. You don't know.
Yeah. And then I also finished Rebels, I guess, before Rogue One, which it was good because I like that show. That's one of the ones I grew up with. At least like the first couple seasons.
You did.
We watched when it was out, and then like when it kind of got later, just I didn't really watch it until Disney Plus. And then actually that was my first time watching the full show through because I would always like kind of just peter out through season 3.
Yes.
And then just never. But I watched it. All the finales are really good. That's usually like where they always hit
cliffhang you.
Yeah, or like I don't know, they just always finish well. It's like something good, or like 2 of my favorite episodes are the first 2 finales.
Nice.
From the first 2 seasons.
I don't know. Anything else to discuss?
That's it.
All right. So I say we move into. I'm trying to keep this moving so I can get back to your brother's last game. We'll see if no matter what, we end up 2 hours, right? We could race through it and it'll still be 2 hours.
You have at
somehow.
least 2 hours to worry about. And then...
Right. And then I can rip back. But anyways, I say we move into specific wrestling talk. And our first segment is where we take a look at some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. All right, so taking a look at the ratings this week, NXT did really, really well.
That sucks.
They're normally in the 500s somewhere, so they got 723,000 viewers this week. So that is up a whopping 21%. Earned a 0.18 in the key demographic, up 38%.
NXT ratings comparison this week between the 2 NXT brands.
So that was Heatwave, right, which was like a special episode or whatever it was. Yeah. This past week was Heatwave, which
Heatwave was still this week.
Which I thought, I mean, like just to go thumbs up or thumbs down without getting too specific, I thought it was a thumbs up show. Like it was a watchable episode of
all
NXT.
Because of Jordan Devlin.
I was happy he was there. No, not because he had a match, but yeah,
it was all because of him because he is Jordan Devlin.
So that is the highest viewership that the program has done since Halloween Havoc over a year ago, October 26th.
Coincidentally,
or a year. But
no, that's not the last one I watched.
Not over a year ago.
Wait,
close
no,
to.
I think that was one of the last ones I watched. I feel like that was the last one I watched. I know I watched War Games, but that's because I was like a PLE, so
yeah.
I don't like saying that pay-per-view. But I feel like Halloween Havoc was the last one I watched, or one of the last ones I watched.
Yeah. So Dynamite episode this week down slightly, 957,000 viewers, 1.5% down. So. Barely, really, and a 0.30 in the key demographic, down 9%. And I mean, considering there was some pretty big stuff on that show, right? Those ratings are, I mean, there's to me 1.5% is you're pretty much holding steady. That's not a huge difference there, but so down slightly. News, what do you have for us?
So one of the big things from the week was obviously like with CM Punk returning last week is assumed we'll eventually get the undisputed title match unification, blah 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 blah. It was announced for next week's Dynamite and not All Out, which is an odd choice.
I thought so.
On paper.
Everyone's very surprised, right?
That really caught me off guard. And I guess I'm okay with that because I trust I have a plan. Like, I guess like the instinct is like
Punk wins, MJF
finish,
is back,
or like a double
Punk wins.
A double finish. I know, but like that's like probably the instinct, but like I don't think they would do that. Like that's probably what most people would first think.
They're gonna have Punk win, and then MJF will come back.
I'm saying most people would probably think that you screw a finish and then.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think AEW would do that.
Yeah, I don't think AEW would do that. But I'm saying that's like typical thing.
Oh, no, I think they're just going to have Punk win, frankly.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's not really what I want necessarily, but I think that's what we'll get.
If it was up to me, I'd have Mox kill Punk, but not
And then
literally.
I feel like MJF needs to come back soon, right? So I feel like
makes sense.
And
if,
he has
if
built-in
he's even coming
issues
back.
with Punk. Oh, I think he is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, what do I have for us? NXT UK, I put invades NXT 2.0, but that's not.
Yeah, we'll go with that for now.
That's strong wording. It's not a formal invasion, but it is basically a lot of them showed up on this week's episode of NXT. So you had Gallus. So Gallus, other than like the way they're dressed, they don't look like stars. They just kind of look like guys. But I thought it was pretty strong debut because they beat down Diamond Mine, right? And Diamond Mine didn't fight back or anything. They just like wiped them out basically. So in terms of coming and destroying an established faction, they look strong, but they just kind of look like guys, right? That's the problem with Gallus, is they don't look like superstars or anything. They're just kind of they're guys. They're decent wrestlers.
That's their thing.
Anyway, so Gallus showed up. Tyler Bate showed up. It looks like he's getting involved with Braun Breaker, maybe title for title unification or something.
Wait, Tyler Bate won a title?
As well, right? Which is pretty funny because it blew up their whole tournament, right? You want to explain that? Go ahead. The only other person that showed up was Blair Davenport. That's
so basically, so Ilya Dragunov vacated the title like a little while ago.
For injury, I hear.
Injury,
yeah.
Right? So title's vacant. 8-man tournament. I think it was like Bate.
7.
I think Bate was fighting King Williams. 7 was in there. I want to say probably Gravel. I know, like, so basically the only first round match that has happened is Oliver Carter versus Charlie Dempsey. So we've only seen one first round match of the tournament, and now the tapings are canceled. And boom, Tyler Bate has the title. So I guess Tyler Bate won. I assume he faced Trent Seven.
So I don't know. I did watch UK this week, so I watched maybe I didn't finish the whole show.
The only tournament match.
Yeah, so the only
to
tournament.
Exist.
So yeah, the tournament is technically still not finished, but the champion has showed up.
And he's got the belt. He was introduced as champion, like
he was. So
whole shebang.
Which I was speculating, right? That's not a good sign for them because that coming off of also that they had canceled the next tapings or whatever, right?
We'll get there.
So yeah, there was some issues with it. Go ahead then.
Okay, so related to that is NXT UK will be expanded to NXT Europe in 2023. Many of the talents have been released, such as Amal, Mark Andrews, Morgan Webster, and Wild Boar. Company press release also confirmed a Worlds Collide special on September 4th.
Nice.
Starting at 4 p.m. So we haven't had like a Worlds Collide special since like I'll talk about it more in like I think I also mentioned it in Highspots and Restholds, but
nice.
We haven't had one of those since January 2020 because they put that before Royal Rumble in lieu of a takeover.
Yes.
If you remember, it was Undisputed Era versus Imperium.
I do remember.
And more. I'll mention that again later. So it's the day after Clash at the Castle, the UK show, and same day as All Out.
Right.
Obviously, they're trying to avoid the
big wrestling weekend
cross.
Yes.
There, so that would explain the.
Which I figured they would, right?
Earlier start time, and this would explain the canceled tapings, as they'll be taking a hiatus before the relaunch, kind of like Ring of Honor did before their rebrand kind of thing.
So NXT Europe in 2023, right? Is
correct.
The plan?
I'm wondering if they'll keep the UK titles or port them over or.
Rename them. I don't know.
Rename them. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and then I also have an updated release list. So we got 22, I believe. 22 of them. So we have released have been Amal, Mark Andrews, Saya Brookside, Annie Dennis, Saxon Huxley, Sam Gradwell, Amir Jordan, Danny Luna, Dave Mastiff, Amelia McKenzie, Primate, Nina Samuels, Shaw Samuels, Sid Scala. He's the general manager
assistant to the general manager.
One that surprised me, Trent Seven.
Yeah, that's a surprise a little bit.
Ashton Smith, Jack Stars, T-Bone, Teo Man, Morgan Webster,
like
Wild
Teo
Boar,
Man.
and Kenny Williams.
I didn't see Teo Man got released. I like Teo Man and Kenny Williams.
Yeah, so
the rest aren't a surprise, really.
Thankfully, no Noam Dar.
Right.
Noam Dar seems safe.
Of the people who showed up, that didn't show up, in North America, Noam Dar, Mako is still alive, and then I can't think of anyone else, but I'm sure there is.
Can't think of any. I don't know.
I guess Carter.
Oliver Carter. Yeah, I was gonna say
Smith's
Dempsey.
gone, kept Carter.
Dempsey's
Dempsey.
not here yet. Even Raja.
I saw Raja was released on the first one. The first list
Raja.
I saw had Raja, but not Teo Man. So I don't know. Maybe it's been updated.
So the present roster list is A-Kid, who's Axiom now, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Aaliyah James, Andy Shepard, who I think is the commentator guy.
Yep, he is.
AOP Valkyrie, I don't even know who that is.
I do.
Blair Davenport, Charlie Dempsey, Ilya Dragunov, Isla Dawn, Jenny, Joe Coffey, Johnny Saint, general manager, Joseph Connors, Mark Coffey, Satomura, Nigel McGuinness, Noam Dar, Oliver Carter, Rampage Brown, Rohan Raja, Stevie Turner, Tyler Bate, Wolfgang. So
Yeah.
Raja is there.
Yeah, interesting. Not surprised by all the people they cut, to be honest.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know, like a guy like Trent Seven, like I feel like something you can keep around for NXT Europe. Like I guess
maybe they'll bring him back, right? They release people and sign them back.
They're
so
cutting them for temporary profit.
Right. Save money for a few months.
Yeah.
Bring them back.
Temporary extra profits.
Yeah, could be. Switching gears, I guess, to AEW, there seems to be some issues. Again, whether it's real or a work, I don't really know, but it seems like issues with CM Punk. What a surprise. Now, I hate to say I told you so, but I'm kind of the guy I'm not a huge CM Punk guy, and this is part of the reason, right? Because CM Punk is a very good performer and is great to have in your company as long as you're doing everything CM Punk wants you to do and are presenting him as CM Punk wants to be presented, right? As soon as that, in my opinion only, as soon as that's not the case, then he becomes a little bit like a toddler to me.
Shawn Michaels.
So I guess he got mad because Hangman in a promo. What did Hangman say? Something about
like he was defending the locker room from Punk.
Right. And it's this idea, that Punk's sort of an outsider coming into this. So he didn't like that. So then apparently, as they say, he went into business for himself in his promo this week. Because he thinks
Hangman did that.
Right.
Which I don't think is really the same thing.
So then he, called Hangman out, knowing that Hangman couldn't come out, and called him a coward, which apparently was not part of the scripting at all. So that was just him trying to make Hangman look bad. And I don't know. There's just all kinds of, and this is this guy's behavior while he is the champion of your company, right? So
he's still champion.
This is what you're going to get with CM Punk. You're going to get ratings, probably. You're going to get the crowd really popular, and then you're going to get him alienating part or all of the locker room because that's
Hangman's like the best.
In my opinion, CM Punk, right? That's what he does. So, I don't know. I can't say I'm surprised if this is real. This also could just be a work to help to weave into storylines for the show. Who knows? But if it's real, it wouldn't surprise me. And yeah, I would be on Team Page for that because I don't know. This is what Punk does.
A good boy.
I think so, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see where that goes, right?
I believe like it wouldn't be surprising if they do a work shoot with this as well.
Yeah, they'll probably weave it into the story if it is real.
That's what they do.
Yep.
Didn't they do that with, was it Punk Kingston?
Yes, I think so. And I guess the locker room is reportedly very annoyed that what's his face? Colt Cabana has been relegated just to Ring of Honor to get him away from CM Punk, right? So the idea in the locker room is like, here's a guy that's been with All Elite Wrestling since day one, who now is being like hidden away because this guy we brought in doesn't like him or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's more than that. They have some issues, but so anyways, yeah, just CM Punk being CM Punk, I guess, would be the headline there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anything else?
CM Punk does CM Punk things.
I only have two more.
Probably the biggest news of the week is Kenny Omega did indeed return to AEW.
He did.
Back in the Trios tournament, team with the Young Bucks to beat
a very poorly kept surprise.
Ingranable. Yeah, it was a pretty poor kept surprise, but that's okay. It was really cool. He's
back, I think AEW does a good job of like telegraphing who it is, but not telling you.
Never actually.
So that you're gonna get the ratings or whatever you're gonna get from that person coming,
like they did for Punk,
but without full on saying it, right?
Right.
But then
they're smart,
and they're not WWE where they go ha ha ha, we're not doing that, and then laugh at
they're not gonna like that. Otherwise, then
they deliver.
Sometimes there's times where it's like Keith Lee or whatever, where it's just like which I think is fine to do because you don't always need that fanfare, I guess. Like, or you can just tease that as a surprise, and
right? Yep.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool. He was wearing a black shirt.
He was,
which was odd, but I mean, we can talk about it later. So that's cool. They won. It was pretty awesome.
Spoiler.
We'll talk about it later.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
How dare you? So a little bit of New Japan, which we don't talk about much, is Kazuchika Okada wins the G1 Climax 32.
Again.
I haven't seen it yet. I plan on watching the two semifinals and the final. I heard those are all fantastic matches. So he defeated Will Ospreay. So do you know how many times Okada has won the G1 now?
Isn't it like 3?
This is his 4th time.
4th? I thought it was 3 because I know he won 2012 because he beat Carl Anderson.
Where I took this from says he is the second wrestler to win the G1 4 times. I think Chono's the other one.
I know he's won it at least. I know, and then Tanahashi's won it 3 times.
Apparently it's 4. That's what I'm here to tell you.
Then Tanahashi's won it 3 times, I think.
Know.
Cause I know Okada did 2012. I want to say he did like maybe 2010. And then from there, I don't know. 2016 was Omega. 2015 Tanahashi. 2017.
Why are you fact checking? I just said he
Maybe
won
it's
4 times.
I just don't remember when the fourth one is.
I don't know. I could look it up for you while you do your next
I don't
one.
know. So Santos Escobar's out of NXT 2.0 lost to Tony D'Angelo on Heatwave. I assume he's main roster bound. Because, I mean, where else do you go other than bye-bye?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. He's main roster bound.
And that's like his send-off, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's main roster bound, I would say, for sure. All right, let's look here. Okada 2012, Okada 2014, Okada 2021, Okada 2022.
Really won last year too? That's
so there you
stupid.
go. Yeah.
Why Okada?
I don't know. So yeah, Escobar, I think he's awesome. He's obviously leaving behind the rest of Legado, I think. So
Walking Wild and what's his name?
Cruz del Toro.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, they're apparently being left behind. That was a good match actually too. I don't think I put it in my high spots, but it was a pretty good match against Tony D'Angelo that he had there. My final news item, again related to NXT. Toxic Attractions, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, a couple of our favorites,
the best
right?
ones.
So good. They're going to be replacing Nikita Lyons.
They did replace them.
Yes, and Zoe Stark in the women's tag team tournament.
I think I saw that Stark has a concussion, and then
so that's good because the only detail I had is that she got injured in her match at Heatwave.
Lyons is medically unavailable,
Correct.
Which was believed to be something unvaccinated or whatever.
Oh, is it?
And they were in Montreal,
right.
So obviously we have stricter stuff here. So
that's, I think, on brand for what I hear of her in her personal life. So that makes sense. So yeah, we get, I don't know. I'm not a Nikita Lyons fan. I like Zoe Stark and Dolan and Jane or whatever.
Worse.
It's not a big deal to me. But anyways, that's all I have for news. Anything else from you?
So Claudio Castagnoli, he's got a new challenger for the ROH World Title next week on Rampage, folks. So first defense was against Takeshita, which was pretty sick. So you care to guess who it is this time?
Jay Lethal.
Pretty exciting. No, something even better.
Even better. I don't know. Go ahead.
Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, I thought you were being serious that it was better, and I was going to be someone good.
Nope, it's Dustin Rhodes.
Time to dust Dustin Rhodes off, every couple months to have a match.
It could be decent because Dustin Rhodes doesn't suck.
It's Rampage.
It's
Go
Dustin
ahead.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rampage seems to be slipping.
I agree. That's what I hear from people that watch it.
I mean, this, like, from Star Power standpoint, is actually not bad to put on Rampage. So that's all right.
That's
fine. It's Dustin Rhodes.
It is Dustin Rhodes. The last remaining Rhodes, brother.
We'll talk about another unexciting challenger later. And then last one, actually kind of pretty interesting, is Casino Ladder Match will return it All Out. So that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
We've only seen that twice before. First one was 2020, Double or Nothing's. I want to say it was the buy-in, but it might have been the main show. That was when Brian Cage debuted, and he won that.
Right.
Then the second one was their anniversary Dynamite last year when Hangman won to set up the Omega match.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty epic. So
good.
It's weird. I swear there was one more, but and then the thing I saw mentioned there's only been two. I was like, yeah, there's only been two. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind that instead of the Battle Royal. It's something different. I prefer, like, stipulation wise, I think. I mean, they do good Battle Royals.
It'll fill some time.
This will be cool.
Yeah.
It's usually like, let's say, like, the first one was 9 guys, so maybe this one's around that, 8 or 9 guys in there.
Cool.
So that'll be cool. Maybe probably a Joker entrant.
Yeah, I would think so.
Actually, there's gonna be Joker. They always have a Joker.
Yep.
So that'll be cool. Yeah, that's neato.
And that's your news and rumors, I guess. Yep. We're done that.
Yeppers.
So let's move into Yeppers. What did I say about Yeppers?
Yeah.
Is that what she says?
Yeah.
Sorry, lots of Office references in this podcast for you from time to time. If you're an Office fan, you might pick up on them. If not, you'll have no idea. But we're going to move into taking an in-depth look at this week's episode of AEW Dynamite.
And we open with our unproblematic, perfectly scripted CM Punk promo.
Yes. Yeah, perfectly scripted. As we talked about in news, the first few minutes of this were not planned.
Happy day. Oh, happy day. He has his own belt.
Right. Which we expected. I mean, I don't know why
but
that's newsworthy.
Well, I need to make sure because last week he didn't come out with a belt, which is very worrisome because you got to have your own belt.
He does. As I told you he would, he does.
Oh, I knew he would, but it's good that
Still
he actually
notable.
did.
Okay.
It is notable. I would note that.
You did.
It was a match and it was notable. So that would be notable.
Yep.
He says he hasn't been here in some time. He has some business to attend to. They're in West Virginia. He says someone from around here he wants to challenge for a rematch. He challenges Hangman for a rematch right there. Punk waits. Hangman does not arrive. Odd.
So that was all the unscripted part.
Yeah. He says that wasn't Cowboy.
Allegedly.
Insert word. It was coward. Insert same word.
Poop.
Poo. He says, if anyone else has a problem with the champion, come on out. Everyone wants to be the champ until it's time to do champ.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop. Another Office reference for you. Sorry.
He says he understands that Moxley has a lot of fans. In fact, Punk is number one. No. And he knows what it's like to talk a big game and say you're the best. And he knows what it's like to lose big. And he says Mox has always been number two. And someone always has his number, and he is that guy. He says Mox is the third best guy in his group.
Funny.
Ooh, that is not very nice.
I thought that was funny.
It was, yeah. And that seems to be a recurring thing in his career, referring to also Blackpool Combat Club, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's neat. I'd like to see Punk with all this talk. I'd like to see him go up against Omega because he would not keep up with Omega. Even Return Omega would just be too much for him.
Probably.
Omega
who knows?
Is Omega. He says Mox talks about breaking bones, and the only person who has broken bones in the past 6 months is him, which was his own ankle jumping over the barricade.
That's right.
Like a doof. He says Mox is the interim champion, which is temporary, and he'll test himself against Mox, but Mox won't test himself against him. He says Mox's best friend is the third best Eddie he's faced, and the second best Kingston he shared the ring with.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, that was funny. He says he has yet to defend this title, and he's looking forward to testing himself against Moxley at All Out. Mm-hmm. Wink, wink.
Nope.
He says Mox wouldn't even be the first John he'll beat for a title in Chicago, and Mox is number one in that category either, which he won't, because not going to happen in Chicago.
Nope.
Mox's music hits, and he makes his way through the crowd. Punk says he knows he has a bit of time. He says he'll do Snow Angels in the ring in the meantime.
Funny.
That was funny. Mox says, look out, Punk is dropping pipe bombs, and he's doing what he does best, writing checks with his mouth that his body can't cash. He says he lives in a fantasy, and he thinks he's the best in the world, but he's not even best in catering. He says all the words Punk spews in the mic don't mean anything, and his title doesn't mean anything, and neither does the interim one until he beats Punk. He says every time they speak of him as interim champion, they mention Punk, and it makes him sick, and Punk's like, it should. And he says he's the heart and soul, and Punk says he can be the heart and soul, but Punk is the dollar and cents.
Great line.
Mm-hmm. Mox says we all know Punk came here because he ran out of money, and he doesn't have fighting spirit anymore. He tells Punk to prove him wrong. He says they have a match at the pay-per-view. Wink, wink. And he's afraid if he touches Mox right now, he'll bleed all over him.
Funny.
It breaks down to a brawl and security breakup for that. It lasts a decent bit, but
it's a pretty lengthy segment.
Yeah, I thought it looked good before, because I saw that this was happening.
Yeah,
obviously, but I thought it looked good, and it was indeed. I thought it was very good. I thought Punk cut a pretty good promo for Moxley. I guess business for himself aside.
Seems so, yeah.
Because obviously I didn't know that at the time. Make the most of the time while he's been gone for a while. I actually already liked Punk more than I did because I thought
because he's really leaning heel a little bit.
Yeah,
here,
which
right?
is more fun. Hangman challenge was kind of odd. Go figure. But I guess could sow the seeds for an actual match down the line, which apparently is not the case. But now that they could do work, so it could be the case. I'm not 100% sure, but if Punk wins at All Out.
Mm-hmm.
When Mox was making his entrance, I thought Punk that was really funny. Some of the back and forth they had were really good. I thought a lot of the lines were really good, and a lot of those were amusing. And then also kind of bleeds into each other, they're kind of cutting each other off, it feels like an actual argument, kind of. The line about Shield and Blackpool Comic Club was funny. I thought Mox did great too, because he's always great. I thought they worked off of each other pretty well.
Me too.
And it was funny because you saying maybe Mox goes heel, but I could see it going either way, or they just kind of both lean into that. I could see that being the case too. I'm already pretty interested in this match, even though I very much assume Punk will win. And I'll also say I'm happy Punk does indeed have his own belt, because now there are 2 AEW World titles. That is coolio, and when we're gonna have 2 of the same belt, so that is something I enjoy. Anyways, I thought this was great. They don't always open with segments, they rarely do now. Don't. But I think when they do, they pretty much always knock it out of the park. So I thought this was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty awesome too. Punk's promo is kind of a perfect example of how I feel about most of his promos.
I guess it'll be a 1 week build then, right? Like this is pretty much it.
Which is why it seems really crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, this is even so.
So when Punk's kind of being general, I find him kind of rambling and not super interesting. But then when he focuses on a target like Hangman or Moxley or Eddie Kingston,
MJF,
and he just sort of embraces being the prick that I think he is, and he just sort of dials it up a bit when he's heel Punk. I think there's like a bit of that just in him naturally. This is me being really anti-Punk this week. This is how I feel about
it's
this
been
guy.
the whole. It's really coming out now.
I do find him entertaining when he does focus in on a target
I
like
this a lot.
As soon as he started ripping on Moxley, I was into this. Again, that line of "You can be the heart and soul, I'll be the dollars and cents." That's a heel line. A really good line that I liked, but that's not a babyface line, right? Also, the line about he's afraid if he touches Mox, he'll start bleeding was really funny.
Because
Mox bleeds in every match, right? So, and honestly, this sounds dumb, but one of Moxley's strengths, I think, is selling being angry. Like, he's believable as, like, he's just enraged and can barely control himself. Like, it's really believable. So, like, this was a very lengthy segment, but I thought it ended up feeling like really important is the best way I could say it. And
Big fight feel.
And both men had entertaining things to say. Mox's interim run has been awesome. We've both been a big fan of it. So it makes this unification match now feel like a big deal. I guess it's 1 week away, right? So they built this.
Yeah, I don't even mind that.
And I guess that's why this thread kept coming up throughout the show, because it is such a quick build, right? Like Mox showing up later again and stuff.
Whoa, spoiler.
Sorry. But at this point, I thought it was still for the pay-per-view, so my note was give these guys more time to talk to and about each other ahead of their match in September. Nope. But yeah,
even so, this was really great.
Very cool segment, and I'm not a fan of segments starting off the show, but this felt important, and it's building a really big fight really quickly. So I thought it was very
I'm not really going to disagree with them putting a segment at the beginning, because like that's usually when like it's one of their best segments. Like remember the one Punk MJF promo that started, like that was amazing. Like I find when
they don't do it with just any sort of promo. It's got to be
it's
something
not like
important.
It's like when it's opening, it's good.
Yep.
So
no, this was strong.
I definitely appreciate
strong start to the
show. Absolutely, and it'll get stronger after this brief interruption, which is strong too. But
I agree. It's my boy
not
Hobbs.
As much. Next we have a Hobbs interview. Hobbs says Ricky says he was okay with losing and he isn't. He says for 2 years Starks paraded around like he was the best, or I forget his exact wording, and he hid behind Hobbs because he knew he could take care of it. He says he was hired to make sure Starks cut the FTW title, and he couldn't even do that. He says he doesn't just break backs, he breaks necks or bust spines. And as for the Factory, he has something for them too. Ooh, ominous. Thoughts?
I thought this was pretty awesome. I thought Hobbs sounded really natural. And what he said was simple, but it kind of makes sense, right? Because they lost that, what was it, triple threat tag match?
Yeah, and the one that we really liked.
Ricky Starks came out after and was like, but I'm proud of us or whatever, even though we didn't win. And Hobbs is like, no, man. And I like that. And that also, it's kind of like you get to run your mouth and be this cocky guy because you know I'm here to back you up, right? And I'm tired of it. And I kind of think that's really simple and really cool. I think they have something in Hobbs. I don't know why they're wrapping Starks and Hobbs up in these lesser factions, because you're just building these guys and getting them cool, and now it's like you're dealing with the Factory or
maybe
whatever.
It's just so Hobbs can kill him or something.
If I'm being totally honest, just because I consider them similar like styles, I prefer Hobbs to Wardlow. Like I know, you know what I mean. Like they're similar powerhouse, whatever. I just think there's something about Hobbs as a heel.
Hobbs is more of a package. Like obviously he's not like, he's still got a ways to go, but like in comparison, like Wardlow, like he's got solid promos, but like as a character he's not.
No.
And also like puts him in a spot for me. Like I feel like also Hobbs is in a better position to put on, like we've seen him put on decent back and forth matches like Dante Martin.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
And Hobbs has that snarling heel face. I think
he
it's
does. That's
amazing.
So good. Yeah. My only little nitpick was he was like, I was hired to cover Starks as champion when he joined Team Taz. Cage was technically champion.
Right.
That doesn't really matter, but
yeah, I thought this was I was pleasantly surprised. I thought Hobbs did a really good job with this promo, and I thought what he said made sense.
I guess you could say like he was protecting Cage and now Starks. I don't know.
Just to tell you, I absolutely loved the first hour of this show. Yeah. I would put this first hour up against pretty much anything probably.
NXT.
But anyways, we'll get to the next part of that first hour.
If he's getting involved with Factory, let's all just hope he kills them quick.
He does. He has to, right?
Yeah.
He has to.
Could face them all in one match and he'd kill him. I'd love for him to no-sell a gut punch just to tell Ogogo to suck it. That would be...
Speaking of gut punches, that's one of my notes on the Danielson match. His body punches look amazing. I don't understand.
Hitting
why,
anyone anywhere looks amazing.
I don't understand why one man is so much better at fake fighting than so many other people. I don't get what Danielson's like. Yeah. How? Anyways.
Speaking of Bryan Danielson, we have Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, you got the disease.
Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia 3 and 2 out of 3 falls.
Yes.
3-2-3.
Yeah.
All right. So Garcia counters a Frankenstein and sunset flip in for 2. That's the first note I had, so that's kind of cool. There's a strike exchange later on. We have a shoulder capture suplex by Bryan for 2. For some reason, wrote Garcia. There's a pile driver by Garcia, and he locks in a pretty nice dragon sleeper. Like, it was like a dragon sleeper with like a hammer lock, I think it was.
Yeah, I don't normally take notes anymore because you just but this match had so much stuff, so that's it. You're hitting all my stuff exactly. Yeah. Shoulder capture, pile driver, dragon sleeper looks pretty good. Like he's actually applying.
Yeah, he kind of like a hammer lock with his other arm.
Like it looks painful, right? Yeah.
There's corner chops from Garcia, and then Danielson actually so Garcia went for the dragon sleeper again, and Danielson counters that into a pin to get the second fall. So Smart. Garcia went back to the well, couldn't get it.
And Danielson's ready because he's a technician. Yep.
Perfect. Top rope shotgun drop kick with Danielson, missile shotgun, whatever. There's this bit where they're both they're holding each other's hands in okay, that sounds
double
weird.
Knuckle lock.
Double knuckle lock or a wrist lock, and so Garcia's just forearming him with both hands.
Looked awesome.
That was really cool actually.
Yeah,
and then Danielson comes back by doing the same, and then there's normal forearms on the ground, kind of ground and pound thing. Take notes, carrying cross. I just saw a thing when I was looking for news that he almost did UFC before returning.
Okay, bud.
That sounds like a joke.
Maybe his real punches are better.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have to. I hope so. Because otherwise I'd fear for his life. Not that I really care. Garcia counters the wrist trap stomps and then does those to Danielson instead. Cool. And then Danielson stomps the crap out of Garcia's face with those wrist trap stomps. And then Danielson gets him with a kind of a different angle on the label lock, which is kind of cool. So Danielson picks up the win. 2 falls to 1. After the match, he offers a handshake, and it looks like Garcia's actually genuinely accepting. He's just kind of got this weird look on his face where he's just kind of I don't know, stunned is the right word. You could just see him. He just looks like I don't know if it was tired or something, but he just looks different. And then he gets attacked by Jericho from behind, who was on commentary, and Garcia actually stops him, kind of pulls him off. Jericho's point was what did you just do? And Garcia slaps away his hand, and then Jericho says, you better think about this. So that's interesting.
Teasing leaving the Jazz and joining the Combat Club, maybe?
The Jazz, you can kiss my ass.
I mean, we've said it since the beginning. He's never belonged in Jazz,
really.
Right? So,
I thought this was a great match. I'm still very surprised it didn't main event, because it certainly got the length of one, though. But now having seen the main event makes sense. But not just for the return. I guess because they want to put Kenny last before I knew it was Kenny. Really making me wait for it. It's you know it's Kenny, even though you don't know it's Kenny.
Right.
But this was absolutely great. Made the most of the lengthy time. I got one of the more lengthy Dynamite matches.
Yeah,
sure.
It was long.
I thought all the falls were well done. I like when Danielson tied it up because he countered the move Garcia already used to successfully get him. So I thought that was a really nice touch. I think Garcia looked great here. He was really good as a technical wrestler, not a sports entertainer. Something like Danielson, but some of the aggression. I feel like he's kind of got some of the aggression of Moxley and then the technical prowess of Danielson somewhat.
We're becoming Garcia fans, I feel like, right? We were doubters to start.
Yeah, no absolutely.
Yeah.
And they kind of won me over, and then we were back to square one with Jazz, and then now it's we're kind of going back. I think Garcia is good. He's just being really miscast, which happens sometimes. And they did start to tease him leading Jazz, which I think is a smart move because he's way more fit for Blackpool Comic Club. He's perfect for that group, I think, arguably even more than Yuta, who I think is a solid fit for the group too. But I think Garcia fits even more than Yuta, but I'd obviously keep.
And I feel like they know that, and they put him in Jazz with the expectation of a storyline. Do you know what I mean?
It depends on how long they're planning this, right? Maybe that's why the Blackpool Comic Club feud is kind of still going on.
Could be.
So maybe we could set up Danielson and Garcia, they kind of team up. Maybe we could do Jericho and Guevara. That would be a solid tag match. I could see that being an undercard match on All Out. I think that'd be cool. I guess this was the first match, so it was technically the opener,
right?
Quote unquote. So I guess either way you put this or the segment, opener was a great one. Fantastic TV match. I liked other recent ones more, but it's also up there, I would say.
I thought this was fantastic. Like, easily pay-per-view quality,
Yeah,
physicality, technical wrestling, blood, super hot crowd. So I think what it is for me with guys like these two is that it's really easy as a viewer to suspend your disbelief during a match like this, right? You can actually pretty easily imagine that these two are really beating the hell out of each other because it looks real. What they're doing makes sense. Their counters, their transitions.
It's all very logical.
It's like a really, 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 really good fake fight, right? Which is,
it is.
For me, it's what separates some of the great wrestlers from the rest. And these two, like this, and maybe it's Danielson leading a lot of the way, but I don't think you can not give Garcia credit in a match like this.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
This match
you have to kind
of carry
your weight here at the very least.
So I've become a believer in Garcia's in-ring ability, and I mean, working with Danielson is only going to make him look better. I
think once he's got that Blackpool Combat Club character that fits him, I think we could probably see him because the promos that you like were the ones that would probably very well fit in Blackpool Combat Club,
where he was being
right?
more real.
Exactly. So I think once we get that's the regular, I think. Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be good.
So I love this match. It was my match of the night. I don't think it was yours, but there was stiff competition.
There was, yeah. No,
I thought this was fantastic.
On any other show, recently, this would be match of the night.
Right. And a pretty good sign for a show that had another match that was comparable in quality and enjoyment to this, right? In a 2-hour show. So I like the bit of tension after Garcia and Jericho.
It was 40 minutes or something, right? I think something
so.
Like that. It made Dynamite fly by because just like that,
because my note after this match is we're at 52 minutes after one segment and a match.
And
it was amazing.
I remember we stopped, we took a pause as we tend to do after an hour and a half. I was like, because I thought we were half done. I was like, what? We're at an hour and a half. We literally just paused and watched the main event. I think Thursday probably.
Incredibly fast hour
in the best way possible. Yeah.
Yep.
Next we have a private party Swerve interview. Take a bit of a dive off a cliff.
Yeah, we sort of.
Not even to be mean to them.
No.
Private Party says the champs, who shall remain tag team nameless, disrespected them, saying they weren't ranked because they are ranked number 5.
Exactly.
Gotta keep it going. They have to know. They gotta know.
If you're 5th place contender, you're getting a title shot before the number 1 is generally the rule.
I think the thing has been FTR has been number 1 ranked for
forever.
A few months.
Yep.
Yeah, at least since
which is coming up in my analysis a little bit, so I won't say it now.
Swerve says Private Party have been here for a while, and this is close to get to tag titles. Remember when we had the tournament for the inaugural champions and they beat the Bucks and it was a huge deal?
Yep. How far they have fallen.
Yeah, that sucks because honestly, as much
they're cool, they can be cool.
They can be, which it's just been a long time.
Yeah.
And as much AEW gets a lot of credit for because they are great building stuff, but this is one of the ones where they definitely slipped up.
Mm-hmm.
Lee says after they swerve in their glory, grown. They can go back down the ladder. And there's other stuff I didn't catch. This feels super low tier for a tag title match. I guess that's why it's a filler defense on Rampage, but even then I feel like you could do better on Rampage.
Yeah.
I wish they were given something better to do. Maybe the champs team a top team because I love Swerve and Lee. I think they're awesome. I love the match when they won the tag titles, but they need to have something meaningful so that there's obviously I don't think you can so easily elevate them to Bucks FTR status, but they need to do something so there's not such a disconnect between these other two teams and the champs. Yeah, I love Swerve and Lee. They talent wise, they totally have the potential to be up there.
But they're on a different level.
They are on a different level, and you need they can be on a different level, but it just can't be so far. There can't be such a disconnect.
And if you're on that different level, then you can't be the champions. You need to.
They need to elevate
some sort of build to get you close to that level, or debatable that you're at the level of.
Remember
FTR,
when they won the tag titles? We were talking about there was the big 5 that they were talking about. These guys need to be elevated more, and it's because I want them to be champs. I think they're great as champions. I don't
think doing it on Rampage helps.
No, I think obviously I don't want this match on Dynamite, but just give them something meaningful to do. I obviously FTR are now occupied, so give these guys a solid title match feud for All Out. I understand wanting to bolster their defenses, having another one on Rampage, but if you're honestly I guess you have nothing to do, but I'd rather them build to a pay-per-view title match than just have a meaningless match on Rampage. That's better time spent.
The bottom line now, if you're the tag team champions of AEW and you're not facing FTR, that's a problem for me. there's no reason why anybody else should be in the running other than FTR right now.
Whoa. Private Party are ranked number 5, so
and
slow
it
your
sucks
roll.
too because I like you. I like Swerve and Lee as a team,
I
but
really like
something's missing, right? They're not. I just can't take them seriously with FTR and Young Bucks at that level.
Yeah, and they need to do something to at least like elevate them like close.
It feels to me what my final note was. It's not Swerve and Lee's fault. It just feels like they're champions because those other two teams have other things to do, right? Because
Trios
the Bucks
tournament.
are doing trios. FTR was doing.
They're with Wardlow, and they have like 3 other titles
and wrestling in other federations and stuff, right? So it's like, okay, we default to you guys then, but it doesn't feel like they're like. To me, FTR's the uncrowned champions right now, right? I know they have championship titles, several, but not the main one. So that's my issue with this, right?
Which sucks because I feel like they can elevate them, and I think they should.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. Like I feel like I don't think you can elevate them at the same level or above.
Yeah.
FTR or Bucks, but you just need to like get them close. That's like. Oh, they could at least they're in the conversation,
right?
You know, like for like the best teams in the company, they're in the conversation right now.
And no offense,
not exactly.
Wrestling Private Party on Rampage is not doing that for me. So I don't think there was any problem with this interaction in terms of Private Party, but like the overall story and angle
I don't
is
have
not.
like people said they need to get rid of the rankings. I don't have an issue with the rankings. They just need to work it better.
I think they
it's
could
a decent
keep the records, get rid of the rankings.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like having the rankings around, but like also I want them to. I just want it to make sense. But Private Party is ranked number 5, so of course they deserve a shot. It's Ironclad logic.
Yep.
My whole argument doesn't make sense, I guess. Next we get Tony Nese coming out for something. For a match, air quotes, because there was definitely one planned. All right?
I saw somebody said that Mox was the first star of the show for stopping them from having to watch a Tony Nese match. Which I thought was mean. Which I thought was harsh. But
yeah, I was like... I was kind of like, Tony Nese. Like, I don't dislike Tony Nese. He's just so, like...
His matches are really good,
out of all the
like,
people on the roster I want to see,
doing?
Tony Nese is not high on the list.
I would watch Woods and Nese as a tag team. I'm interested, but...
Oh my... They had, like, the mini feud with the tag champs, but the match they had with Swerve and Lee wasn't even a title match. Weird. And now it's just gone. Like, they had, like, the street fight on Rampage... That wasn't even for the titles.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
That's.
But sorry, I ruined what happened. Nese came out.
Mox comes through the heel tunnel.
I have Tony Nese taken out by Mox, who is big mad.
Yeah, he took out Sterling too.
Right.
It was he was just like frantic, and so Mox says he's been waiting too long for Punk to come back, half a year, ish. And if they want to unify the titles, they can do it right now. And he calls Punk out. Punk makes his way up a bunch of security stuff. And there's one guy who looks like Road Dogg. And Mox tries to make his way around to get at him, but he can't. Claudio and Yuta also come to hold him off. Like Mox will try to like kind of make his way around, and then Claudio like pick him up and just like
carry him back.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, he's a big strong boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels a little, and not in a bad way, because Attitude Era is far too overrated in some regards.
Glorified.
But this felt a bit Attitude Era in terms of like anything can happen. It's unpredictable. Like you're not getting the match you thought you were getting.
It was a short bit, but I really liked it.
Me too.
It caught me off guard. I wouldn't have expected, because like when's the last time AEW's done something like this? Because they have done this before, where like you kind of like cut off one thing for another, but like scenarios where like this, where one thing is cut from, it just feels fresh. I don't know.
And
I don't see it a lot.
And within 2 segments now on this show, this feud is red hot, right?
Yeah.
After them talking
to the point
to
where
each
I'm
other.
not even like minding the next week match.
I agree. So I think that's a testament to both of these guys.
Yeah.
Like, and again, like Mox is incredible at being the furious, out of control guy. Again,
yeah, like
here,
I totally buy it here. Yeah.
So I thought like they built this to a big fight feel in like an hour and a half, which is pretty impressive. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah. It was a short bit, but I feel like it was cool. It builds a little more, like it makes the feud even hotter. It does feel like a real grudge match where this, like, I don't know, they really want to settle it, and I think like it makes sense they don't like each other because they're not same kind of guys. Like I thought this was a really cool little bit. Like,
and I guess
it wasn't really much, but like
me too. I guess the idea would be, listen, we can't hold these guys off till September, whatever.
Right. Then that's like their argument.
They're just gonna get at each other, so we need to get it over with next week, sort of thing. Which I
think is the narrative they're going with, which I think that totally works.
No, I liked it too.
Next we get a Jazz interview.
We did? Oh yeah, sorry. I scrolled past it in my notes.
Well, you wanted to get to Gun Club Varsity Blondes.
Exactly. I wanted to get to that main event, Varsity Blondes Gun
Club.
Club.
Yeah, that's the main event I was referring to, man. Match of the year.
Yep. Modi.
Yeah. Jericho says he'll give Garcia a pass for tonight because he had a long match. Maybe he was a little fuzzy, so he wasn't thinking straight. He says maybe Garcia is wavering in between him and Danielson. And next week, he wants to know what his decision is, and he better make the right one. Ricky Steamboat interrupts. I forgot to mention he was guest timekeeper. Did I forget to mention that? Oh, yes. Darn.
You did.
Ricky, the belt collector Steamboat.
Mm-hmm.
I call him that because that's what I did. I was playing 2K14. He's like 6 belts or something.
And you were playing 2K14 the other day, not even like 8 years ago.
No, not even like it was like maybe like earlier in the week, I think. It was because it was when my ears are plugged, so on the Xbox 360 I have to turn on the speaker so I can hear it decently.
Gotcha.
I can actually hear through my headset decently because the new headset I got for my birthday is like the volume's way better than my old headset.
Good.
But still, I don't know. Anyways,
back to Jazz. You're trying to avoid it.
Steamboat says Jericho is the same as when they faced off at Hawaii WrestleMania 25 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Also maybe Backlash. I want to say I think WrestleMania 29 was the Legends Handicap match. If you remember, it was like Jericho versus Steamboat. I want to say Piper and one more. I don't remember. Snuka maybe.
Yeah.
The killer.
The murderer.
Yep. And then I think he faced Steamboat 1-on-1 at Backlash.
I
remember.
I know he faced Steamboat 1-on-1. I remember that.
I think I know the handicap match was mean, so that's what I think. I remember Backlash, the main event being like it was one of those times where they did the 6-man tag for the singles title.
Right. Smart. Makes so much sense.
I think it was Trips, Batista, and I want to say, or it might have been Shane and Batista. I don't know. One of the McMahons was involved. I pray it wasn't Vince.
I don't know.
It could have been.
Did Steamboat punch someone in this segment?
Yeah. He thinks Danielson would be the better choice.
Did, yeah.
Jazz leave. Parker tells him to stay out of Jericho's business. Steamboat chops him. Okay, get it right.
Sorry.
God.
Yeah, I don't know what to... I think, like, as we said already, Garcia's never fit with this group, and I think AEW knows it now if they didn't know it all along. Like, could have been the plan, this was the plan all along, or they've listened to the fans or just realized, like, this guy is 100% like a technician. He's like... more like Danielson than he is a sports entertainer.
And it's like they added Guevara, so it's not even like they're losing. Remember, it's like say they have a faction feud, you still got the 5 male people. It's just basically just inner circle. It's just you threw out Pound Powerful, which is fine.
I just still feel like this. So I've basically now reduced Jericho appreciation to they're just a faction. That not even that they're sports entertain, because that doesn't really come through.
No.
Like look at all the stuff Jericho's been doing. That's not. He's been doing like his the Painmaker.
I guess that is sports entertainment, like using characters. Like
I don't know.
It's not saying it's great, but I'm saying that I guess that's sports entertainment.
I just feel like they thought they had an idea of what they were doing with this sports entertainment, and then when it got rolling, they just don't know what to do. So to me, they're just a group of people.
I'm wondering like whatever you do for a faction like that, but like
and that's fine. You can have a group of guys that are just together to be together because there's strength in numbers or there's factions are plenty or whatever.
Remember, that's what Kyle O'Reilly said.
Yeah. So I don't know. Jazz stuff is not thrilling me. Bottom line.
Anna Jazz.
Get to the main event here.
This is fine. I guess speeding things up a bit because I guess already next week.
Yeah.
The chances Garcia chooses Jazz are slim. Because I
think so. I hope so.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
You can already see how it goes. He chooses Danielson. Jazz attack them. Blackpool Combo Club make the save. Everyone hugs and kisses. Yay! All happy. Maybe not the last part.
Yep.
And then maybe okay, no. But you could have Danielson and Garcia in the tag titles because right at the moment the majority of Blackpool Combat Club has gold. So therefore I would for the whole faction to have gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Hey, keep going, man.
Why
are you avoiding Varsity Blondes Gun Club? Let's go. I got places to be.
Oh, why would I avoid
I'm trying to get to a soccer game.
That sounds exciting.
And you're fantasy booking every single point we hit here. Let's go.
I wish for this to be a tag team Iron Man match.
Okay.
Next we have Gun Club versus Varsity Blondes Ass Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Austin takes up him on the apron, takes down Garrison, tagging Colton. Colton hits a couple clotheslines, finishes Garrison with the Colt 45, which is like a neckbreaker thing, which is it's there.
In 30 seconds?
He hit it. Yeah, it was like 30
R.I.P.
seconds.
Varsity Blondes, I guess.
Yeah, imagine getting squashed by the gun.
30 seconds? Oof.
How do you recover from that?
I don't know.
Billy Gunn says he's proud of them. Stokely Hathaway comes out. Ass Boys attack Billy Gunn. Acclaim chase out the guns. It is unnerving to hear their theme play and then there's no rap that follows. That's just not okay.
Crazy.
Billy Gunn and the Acclaim to reunite. ... Okay.
What?
Billy Gunn and the Acclaim to reunite.
Oh, okay. Did you have that Colton and Austin attack their father?
I mentioned that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
I was just speaking through it.
Oh, okay.
Who cares?
I'm all for it in a way. I think Colton and Austin need to get away from their dad, and if it's me, they change their look a little bit and they're tone down the silliness stuff, right? And see what we get out of that. Hathaway can speak for them, and there's something about Billy Gunn and the Acclaim that works for people. I'm not one of them. I don't really care. Like I'm not against it, but people seem to love Scissor Me, Granddaddy Billy Gunn or whatever.
Daddy ass.
Whatever, yeah. So people seem to like that. So I guess they're just giving people what they want. And I'm interested. Like Gun Club are not interesting, right? So maybe we can make them interesting with a little bit of a tweak. So we'll see where it goes, I guess. But yeah, like Varsity Blondes, that's how far they have fallen, eh?
Yeah, like I guess they lost really hard to House of Black. It's been a great year for them.
Tough year.
They certainly surprised me with the match because Gun Club just destroyed them. When am I ever gonna say that again?
Right.
Ever. I guarantee they have tougher matches on Dark.
Probably.
That was fine. Post match wasn't much. The whole thing was just to get us to the turn. That's fine, I guess. I don't know why Hathaway would want them though, because they're just losers. Like
I don't know. I
Gun
guess
Club
he
suck.
might get a chance to explain it to us. Hopefully,
they just suck butt. If he's trying to make money, they suck butt. They don't make money. They suck. It's cool he's building a brand, and it reminds me I want Ethan Page to come back soon. I just don't know. Like you go from Ethan Page, which makes sense, to the Gun Club. So that's
maybe he's going to improve them.
That's neat.
That's what we can hope for, I guess.
I don't even really care if they improve. I just don't want to see them. I'm not super told that Billy Gunn's realigned with the Acclaimed. I guess it's fine. I just don't see the point. I know people like that, but I don't really see the point, and I feel like it just kind of drags them down because I don't know what purpose. And then I don't want them to be a trio. That's just.
This is all just shuffling up the low card deck.
Cause I think the Acclaimed were doing good getting away from there, and then I don't know. It kind of sucks for the Acclaimed, I guess.
We'll see.
It's a win, lose, because Gun Club win, because they get a boost. Hathaway loses because he's accepting losers, and Acclaimed lose because they get Billy Gunn. So it's a win, lose, lose.
Sure.
Next we get what I like to call, I'm gonna call it, if I remember next time, LDLG, Lethal Dut, Large Guy. That's their crew.
Copy and paste from every week from the last 3 months or whatever.
Dut's angry, comically. Says Sting is 7 feet tall, which we didn't know. Wardlow can't do anything.
This is all just for the visual of Wardlow powerbombing Satnam Singh. You realize that's why this has been going on, right?
Yeah.
That's all they're going for, I feel like, is just that spot.
Can we just do this on Rampage and have FTR do something meaningful?
Or just be like, cut away to them. Yep, it happened at somewhere else, and now we can move on.
Dut challenges Wardlow and FTR to Trios match alone because Dut definitely wrestles. Lethal says they beat down Wardlow so bad that FTR took pity and got involved. He doesn't respect the thing that they've done. That is harsh. Singh says to Wardlow to powerbomb if he's strong enough. This is fine, nothing new from them other than the all-out challenge. I mean, come on, this is the best thing you have for FTR at the pay-per-view. That's weak. Because, like, does Dut even wrestle? Last I checked, he doesn't wrestle anymore. Literally, the match that he, quote-unquote, wrestled in was him not doing anything. So why?
Yeah, my question is, what is it about these guys that gets them TV time every single week?
Large guy.
And basically the exact same segment each week. It feels
Large
like
guy.
Maybe it's just their turn to be on TV for a bunch, and then eventually we'll move on to something else, because I really think it's about Wardlow powerbombing Singh, and then we're done.
Yeah.
And we move on.
Between them and
Trustbusters. Trustbusters, I don't know. I don't hate them or dislike them so far. I'm not a huge fan, but
I just don't care about them.
Yeah, that's fair.
At all. Even a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah, so next we have a Death Triangle promo. Pac says Ospreay parades on like he's the best Brit. He begs to differ. They have unsettled business. From what? I don't know. I don't care. It sounds good.
Agree. Bring it.
He's looking forward to next week. Me too. They are an unstoppable unit built for this tournament. He says to see United Empire in Cleveland, and he hopes they're ready. Solid promo by Pac. I liked it a lot. Short bit, but I'm glad he's back. Should be awesome.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of intense Pac promos,
and I'm very happy that Aussie Open and Ospreay are back.
Me too. Standard Pac promo. I like them. That match, I am super looking forward to. Should be awesome. More Aussie Open. They looked great in that match that we watched.
What was it? It was them versus Was it Trent and FTR? Was it that one?
Could have been. I can't remember.
Or was it just best friends? I think it was Trent and FTR.
They looked awesome. Anyways.
Wait.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Keep going. Jungle Boy.
Wait, but there was a match on Rampage. Was it that?
Who cares?
No, we didn't
talk about it later. Keep going.
No,
I have things to do, man.
Was it Best Friends?
I don't know.
I think it was Cassidy, and it might have been Best Friends. I think it was.
I'm just gonna start doing
Orange
the next
Cassidy
segment,
and Roppongi Vice. That's what it was.
Sure.
I think. Yes, it was. I got it.
Good job.
Next we have Jungle Boy promo. Jungle Boy claims he wore a t-shirt on television weeks ago, and he was told not to wear it again.
He did. You don't remember? It was
no.
Christian is a P word.
Oh, no. This time he's in all black. Jungle Boy said that for weeks he's now tried to hit Christian Cage with his hands, chair, you in a car. I knew it. I knew he tried to do that. While Christian has done absolutely
that's him
nothing.
Trying to hit someone with a car, he needs to work on it because he just drove beside them.
And then tried to hit him with his hands.
Anyways.
Jungle Boy said he would never just take that, but that's him. Jungle Boy said he can either chase Christian until he gets his hands on him, or you can man up and face Jungle Boy at all out. Jungle Boy said maybe the shirt was right, and Christian is too big of a insert that word from the shirt. And here comes Christian Cage now. He shows up on stage, tells Jungle Boy that his answer is no. He says that things are getting hand, like Luchasaurus got suspended for having an official in the face, which was pretty funny. There we go. Christian, I lost my spot. Said that a year ago, Jungle Boy was like, he's from Charleston, West Virginia, where he couldn't form a sentence. Christian said that they said and did some things that neither of them meant. Christian was in the ring saying he doesn't want to fight or wrestle Jungle Boy. He says he wants to go on another run and take Jungle Boy to the promised land they promised last time. Fans chanted BS, so Christian ripped on them. And he says that they are family. He loves them. He says Jungle Boy is like a son to him while telling Jungle Boy to come back home. Jungle Boy took him down and hit punches and leads to kind of a brawl. Christian tried to get away. Jungle Boy kept after him. They were on the floor. Christian kicked him in the balls with a low blow and threw him into the barricade. Jungle Boy came back, sending Christian in steel stairs. Jungle Boy sent Christian's head in the steel steps repeatedly. Then he stomped on Christian's arm in the steel steps. Jungle Boy sent Christian's head in the steps a few times when officials came to break it up. So I thought it was a solid promo from Jungle Boy.
Oof, disagree.
It was fine.
Dude, man got wutted.
Oh, did he?
Because it was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, he got wutted and like stopped because he couldn't deal with it.
I thought it was alright. Not as good as that one that I liked.
I thought it was like a big step back for him because he's been better lately.
It was okay. I thought it was better than before when he didn't really cut promos.
Right.
Cage cut a solid promo. It was good. They had some physicality, which is solid. Builds decently to the match. I assumed that they'll have.
Yeah, I didn't think Jungle Boy did a good job here. I think the crowd sort of picked up on his awkwardness, and he then tried to address them, wutting him quickly. But I don't know. I was really enjoying, and so were you, and that's saying something. We were enjoying Christian, like super heel Christian with Luchasaurus. Then that moved really quickly, and now Christian's like seems to have lost his edge a little bit. No pun intended.
Yeah,
from those early scathing promos he was cutting, right, where he was like ripping into people's dead parents, and now
he needs to bring that
gone.
back. I don't care what he says about Jungle Boy's parents, as long as he says something about them. It's a win. And
at this point, I'm a little less interested in this feud than I was or could be, and not to sound like Jim Cornette, but like the heel getting his comeuppance is supposed to happen in the match. So the babyface just absolutely decimated the heel here. Like took him out with steel steps. So what's my motive? Like the whole point of Jungle Boy getting the match is he gets to beat the hell out of the heel that's been tormenting him.
Which he kind of just did.
But he just murdered him in front of my face. So I'm not sure like it's almost now like Christian's the one that should be looking for revenge.
I
in
guess
the
it
match.
depends on yeah, I guess so, right?
You know what I
Like,
mean? You're
unless
supposed to.
it depends on what Christian does
To
next
me,
week.
as an old man, the booking is the baby face keeps like is just a step behind and can't quite get his hands on this heel and blah 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 till he gets the match and then he can take it to him. But the baby face just murdered him. So what do I need to see the match for?
I guess it depends on like
I don't know.
maybe Christian does something that's more messed up.
I feel 1,000 years old having that criticism, but I'm just like, well, the baby face just gave the heel his comeuppance. Next feud, like this feud's done.
Be like, okay, to pull something out here. It's like, in the sequel trilogy for Star Wars, like Rey beats Kylo Ren in the first movie, so it's like he can't really be the big villain anymore. You know what I mean? Like the hero already overcame.
Right.
What
there it
is,
is,
right? So then
our hero has overcome him, and now they're gonna have a match that seems superfluous.
And then so it's like after they killed off Snoke in Last Jedi, which was a stupid decision because Snoke could have been cool, not the point. Not because that could just go on for that forever.
Yes,
but like in Rise of Skywalker, Rey and Kylo fight a crap ton, and it's like Kylo are like, and I love Kylo, but he lost to her in like the first movie, and she was like pretty untrained, so it'd be like. It'd be like Jungle Witch, like maybe like if you beat Christian even more here, and then they have like 3 matches, and it's just like
So I'm just disappointed because I was loving the Christian Luchasaurus thing, and
that
they
was
just
awesome.
sort of like stepped back from it. So I don't know.
Kind of like a little longer than the Russian Martin team. It's a similar thing where I loved it, and it's just gone.
I'm less interested in this feud as the time passes.
I'll always love Luchasaurus, but I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy something different.
I still think there's a chance that he's still on Christian's side, and he helps kill Jungle Boy in the match.
Maybe that's the pay-per-view
might
thing.
help. Yeah,
perhaps. Big turn at the pay-per-view. Next we have a quick Wardlow and FTR bit or the Pinnacle. Just kidding.
They
Cash,
called themselves that.
They did, yeah. That's why I said that. Cash says they'll face them anytime. You don't mess with the Pinnacle.
Right.
I guess I don't know. It doesn't have to be like. I guess it's like a pseudo Pinnacle. Wardlow says everyone gets power bombed. Yep. Dax challenges Lethal to a match next week. This is fine. I don't want the pay-per-view match because that just seems like a waste of time. But Dax versus Lethal could be dope.
Yes, I had the same simple, straightforward promo. Dax was a little bit more subdued than he is sometimes. But yeah,
which is all right.
Dax Lethal, that's my wrestler of the year right now, taking on Jay Lethal.
I prefer Dax Lethal
who's had some good matches.
To the pay-per-view match because honestly, I have zero interest in that. And
I
Dax
agree.
Lethal is like taking the 2 best guys from there.
100% would rather watch the singles match.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Lethal's like solid. I don't love him, but he's a pro in the ring. And then coupled with Dax's hot streak, I think that's a perfect combination.
I agree with you. And the tag team match is not super interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a perfect combination, let's go to Toni Storm versus Kylan King. What up?
So is this our only women's match of the night, Jack?
It is.
It is. Indeed. So I imagine we're getting 2 stars in this, right? Like star power, because you only have time for 2 women.
Yep.
So you're gonna put in
Toni Storm, which that's all right.
All right, I'll give you that one.
Yep.
And then the other superstar is
Kylan King. Who's like I don't remember. I know she was in AEW, but I don't remember the last time she's been
almost
here.
Feel like they're trolling me at this point because I criticize them every week, and they're obviously listening. So it's like this guy keeps saying, we're not making much use out of our
make it worse.
One women's match every week. So let's get Kylan King in there.
Next week it's like Thunder Rosa versus Sky Blue.
I am going to say some nice things about Kylan King, so I'm not totally just ripping on her.
She's tall.
But so anyways, tell us about this banger of a match.
The only thing noted was a pump kick from King. There's kind of a spine buster by King.
Yep.
For 2. That's a hip attack turning DT by Storm, and then like a pendulum DT, kind of like
wait.
For the win.
What's the hip attack called?
Oh, Sweet Cheek Music, isn't it?
Yes, Sweet Cheek Music.
I love that.
Me too. A, it looks really good,
and it's funny.
And B, that's a funny name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, I stomped on your finish. Toni Storm won, right?
With the pendulum DT, which I thought looked fine because King sold
not
it
a finish,
good, but like, it's dumb because like it requires a lot from King, so it's just like it's a fine move, but I like the stump pile driver. That was perfectly fine. Short pile driver, whatever you call it, snap pile driver.
I like that, yeah. So I was a bit surprised at how much Kylan King got in this match, and actually I thought some of her stuff looked pretty good.
I thought she looked kind of slow at times.
Yes, her kicks were not rapid.
Yeah, that's mainly.
But neither are Luchasaurus's, and he gets away with it.
Yeah, but he does it cool though.
That's true. I think her height kind of gives her, like her lankiness gives her a unique look that I thought was kind of cool. I thought she did a good job, but like who the hell's Kylan King, right? So unfortunately,
I know who she is, and even I don't know who she is.
I thought Storm's sequence leading to the finish looked pretty good. I thought it was a decent short match, but again, not to harp on this, but I do every week. This is the women's match on this show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it. So, anyways, carry
on. So it was fine. It was about what you expect. Storm looked fine. This wasn't the best match or anything. It's a real shame. It's the only women's match.
Agree.
Because it was a pretty weak one on paper, and in an execution, I thought it was a little better, I guess.
It's slightly above enhancement, right? Is what you're getting for the only women's match.
Yeah. I guess it builds Storm on the way to a title match I don't really care about. Could they have picked someone better than Kylan King? No offense to Kylan. Penelope Ford just came back.
She is back. I saw that.
I know she'd be losing, but at least
can't have Penelope losing.
Penelope.
Right away. Penelope.
Oh, well, that begs the question. Where's Bunny?
I don't know.
Damn it, I probably
Miss her.
I
this would be her
spot.
spot.
I just jinxed it. That would be her spot.
Kylan King's spot for sure.
Yeah. And then Kip Sabian. Where's Kip Sabian?
He's coming. Don't worry.
Good. You better be. Oh, is he?
No, I don't know. Well, they addressed him at
Pac.
Yeah. Pac addressed him at his wherever that match was.
Atlantic title match.
There you go.
Yeah. Next we get Trustbusters. Yay.
I put
Best Friends.
Truthbusters. That's not right.
It's not off this package. So Trent Beretta, as I will always refer to him as, says that the Trustbusters are together because Daivari pays them, and best friends are real best friends. Sonny Kiss, who's there now, and says nobody gives a crap about Orange Cassidy and his friends.
Oh yeah, he's a trustbuster now. Yeah, that's right.
Bust and trust.
Yep.
Daivari says Friday on Rampage they'll get one step closer to becoming the first AEW World Trios champions. Just one thing I kind of remembered. It's I always find weird when they call World Trios champion. I don't know. Just I always just assume just trios.
Yeah.
I guess they do World Tag Team, so I guess it's not that different. It was fine. Everyone spoke fine. I have no interest. Not to be mean, but I'm kind of glad this is on Rampage because then I don't have to watch it. It was the only tournament match I don't really want to watch.
It's like you have a copy of my notes, son.
I don't want to watch it.
I have fine video package. This is the least interesting trios matchup possible. Makes sense. It's relegated to Rampage.
Yeah. I'm praying Trustbusters lose, which they did. I really don't want them going further.
I don't think they are going to lose.
Huh?
I don't think I don't know why. Oh, they did lose.
Sucker.
Because I was I don't know why, but I feel like they're pushing that group for some reason.
I don't know what the addition of Sunny Kiss does to help them.
I'm interested in heel Sunny Kiss a little bit.
I don't see much. I don't see what that does. I don't think it helps them. He, her. I don't know what it is.
She now. I think. Yes, okay, I think the pronoun is she.
And I don't think it does much for the group. And I was even I remember seeing I said too Parker Pedro is just nothing, and
he's lazy Brock Lesnar.
The more I think about it, the more I don't like him. And so some point he gets hype off of every movie he does. And he's flabby Brock Lesnar. He's got a bunch of crappy tattoos. He's just basically for whatever reason I don't like him. And I saw a bit of Slim J. Slim J has got to be the most out of place guy in AEW. He just looks the part in the worst way.
It is strange. He looks like they just grabbed him from an indie show in the late 90s.
It looks like he's I don't know. I don't get it. And it sounds like I'm being really mean. I don't, with all the great factions that could be in this tournament, I don't have time for the Trustbusters. The only one who I even remotely like is Daivari.
Right.
Who I'd put him on the same interest level as Tony Nese right now.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
They used to be a team, I feel or I have them as a team on 2K. So they could do that. I would like Daivari to go with Nese, actually. That'd be cool. You do Daivari, Nese, Woods, and that's infinitely better. If they were Trustbusters, maybe I wouldn't dislike Trustbusters. Oh. But, I don't know. I feel like I'm going on a lot, but, I don't have time for them. They're just, and a lot of the lower card factions are just these guys feel like one of the ones that are just there. They're
right.
just below best friends.
Yep.
In, I'd say status, and, I just, they should be relegated to dark, especially Boudreaux. I don't think he should be on TV. As much as they say he wasn't really progressing on NXT, I think he should have stayed there because at least he can learn there.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't I don't care about them. I don't really like them much. I don't have time for this. There's better teams you could put in here.
Yep, I agree. I don't know why this is the low rung of the trios.
And I'm glad they lost because I kind of like best friends. They're always just there, but they have solid matches. So yes. I like best friends.
I agree.
So this is where I wrote all caps Mox versus Punk title match next week. I'll just run to it because I did write a bit on this. So it's crazy. I didn't expect this at all, especially at the time. I
was
caught me off
shocked.
guard completely.
I was like, did they make a mistake?
I was sure this would be like the huge main, because like if you build to this for a pay-per-view, it would be a huge main event, absolutely. And maybe it could be if they still pull some sort, but like we said, I don't think that's AEW's move. I don't think they really like to do that.
I don't either.
If they're promising us this match, I think we're going to get this match as it would be on the pay-per-view.
I think so too.
Right? If it was going to be all out, it would be all out. Like if they were going to do this like just to set up the real match, they would just promote the real match, I feel like.
Yep.
And they just confirmed the women's match for All Out, which is Rosa Storm. So I feel like if they were going to confirm both, they would confirm both. So that being said, they must have something interesting up their sleeve. I tossed out the Hangman idea because that at the time, obviously, we didn't know that was just Punk being Punk.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely would subscribe to your MJF idea. I think that makes the most sense.
I can't see where else they're going that quickly, right?
I would be surprised if MJF comes back a bit, just because like I don't know, it's just been so quiet. But also, I would love it.
Yep, me too.
So next we have our main event: La Faction Ingobernable versus the Elite. Yes, Kenny Omega. Trios Championship Tournament first round.
Yep.
So Omega's back. He gets the big intro again. It was awesome.
Nice reaction for him too. Of course.
It was awesome. One thing to note: Omega's wearing this weird long sleeve black shirt with like a shoulder brace thing on one of his shoulders.
I feel like they were trying to, either it's true or they're trying to sell the idea of ring rust and that he's not quite full Kenny,
which I think was a good.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Which I think they did good. I'll talk about that later.
Yep.
But so this shirt, it reminds me of, if everyone's ever seen Macho Man's disgusting return in 2004 TNA, when he did like a 6-man tag with like Styles and Jared, and he was like basically it's one of the like classic diminishing returns. I don't know if you've ever seen it, like where he's wearing like black pants, he had like a black jacket, he's like just got this like black
sure I have.
Long sleeve, like if you search Macho Man TNA, you'll find it. So Kenny's shirt reminds me of that, but he's wearing like his normal tights, which I love with the design. So I assume this is either cover up that he's still banged up, or like I remember you suggested maybe he's not quite back in like tip-top shape that he would like, which I understand, and maybe he's just like, I don't know, like who knows what he's looking like on the next, like he was dealing with a lot of injuries while he was still wrestling.
Yes, so several different ones.
Yeah, so I don't blame him. So notables: Omega tags in, hits chops to Dragon Lee. Did you see it?
No.
And then crowd count punches in the corner. Omega does the fireman's carry rolling senton, which usually signals the moonsault from the corner, but he can't do it, selling some ring rust there, selling some injuries, whatever it is. So he takes out the Elite do. So they do like a drop toe hold, gut buster. I think so. Matt does like a drop toe hold into a gut buster on the Nick's knee, and then Omega does a Kotaro crusher to Dragon Lee onto Nick's knee, which I thought looked awesome, and then neck breaker on Matt's knee, which looked sweet.
It was cool. All done really fast.
It was really just fluid. Tag offense there, or trios offense. Andrade tags in, and him and Omega have a standoff, which I know just you would love that. Jose distracts, so Roosh can attack Omega from behind. Nick Jackson hot tag flurry, which makes the world go around. I love that more than anything. I don't think he did like the usual kicks there, but that's just what I think when I hear Nick Jackson hot tag, and that is one of my favorite things ever. Is a good old Nick Jackson hot tag. When LFI were in control of Omega during the commercial break, then Matt tags in with a bit of flurry as well. Goes for the double Northern Lights suplex. Lee and Roosh, they stop it, and it kind of turns into a triple suplex with everyone there. So that's decent spot. Perfect dive to outside pile by Nick, like kind of like the Fosbury flop.
It was onto
Spaceman
3
plancha thing.
Landed it perfect. Hit all 3, landed on.
He kind of like stalled it in there. I think he like
cool.
Like kind of jumped and then did the twist. Like it was perfect. It was so cool. Backbreaker by Omega, and then Nick hits a drop kick while Lee's on his knee, and then Matt hits an elbow drop from the top rope for 2. Corner moves in succession by LFI, then a triple basement dropkick to a seated Matt Jackson. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice hot tag flare by Omega. Buckle bomb, double Damagiri by the Elite, which I love that move so much. It's so simple, but I love
good.
it. And there's a cannonball and 2 basement Damagiris.
Yeah, after
that was really
whoever
cool.
they hit with it sat down in the corner and then got hit again.
Because Dragon Lee just got killed
He really did.
He just
I think that was his whole point.
Yeah, because he's not. Here. I don't think he's sticking around.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Triple super kick to Dragon Lee, and Andrade breaks the pin at 2. LFIC Omega on the barricade, and Dragon Lee hits a suicide dive to send him and Omega over the barricade, which looked insane.
Ridiculous. It was funny because I was just like saying like, yeah, Kenny seems to be sort of taking it easy and maybe not, and then
like,
that literally
he was like,
yeah,
he had like the hot take flurry, he's trying to pick
ridiculous.
it up, and then that like apparently they were both perfectly fine after, which is great because that looked awesome.
It
was
looked
like
nuts.
Made me gasp a bit. Like it was pretty insane. I haven't seen them do something like that because it's like the steel breaker, right? So they pulled it up a bit, which I think was good because otherwise I don't know how you do that. Andre hits Omega with the moonsault, fake moonsault for 2. That's what I'm gonna call it. After Dragon Lee hit a Hurricane Run at Nick on the outside, classic. Andrade hits Omega with a hammerlock DT. Matt breaks the pin for a near fall. Omega kills Dragon Lee with a couple of V triggers, and he hits
the one high knee he hit was ridiculous.
One Winged Angel seals the win, as it always does.
It does.
Elite pick up the win. What did you think of the main event?
Fantastic main event. That pretty much delivered on my high expectations, right? As a person loving trios and loving both of these groups.
This is how you start the tournament.
Just non-stop action, insane spots along the way. And yeah, just when I thought Kenny might be sort of easing his way into things, he picked up the pace.
Did the opposite.
And then took the craziest spot of the match, right? Everyone involved in this is fantastic. I love trios wrestling. Maybe because the laissez-faire reffing that people get upset about doesn't really bother me. Partly because this is the world AEW has created, right? Like, it's different, and you might hear me complain in WWE about some refs missing things, but that's because that's not.
They're always like so.
That's not the world they've created.
They always keep the rules so like.
The world
tight,
AEW has built is that they are lax on the tag rules.
Right, because like how many times like
you
have like a lax count out, like when people are like because WWE are so like on the count out, you know what I mean? So it is very different.
It's just the world they've built, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much chance I wasn't going to enjoy this match. It was fantastic. This is the only company, I think, in North America offering these matches, and I love them, and the roster's absolutely stacked with teams for this. So I really look forward to the rest of the tournament and this division in general going forward. So on a normal episode of Dynamite, this would easily be my match of the night, but I have to say, and that's one of the things I put in my overall, I'll say it here, is that this company can offer you that technical clinic that was 25 minutes, whatever it was, and then give you a trios match where it's just nonstop insanity. And they're both amazing, but completely...
And you love them both, right?
Completely different matches, right? Like a singles technical and a trios just spot fest. And all of it works on the same show. So I loved this match. Yeah, it was great. Mm-hmm. I know you liked it. I think even more than I did.
Oh yeah, I think for sure. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was amazing. I don't know which is better between this and opener. I'm a little undecided, but I think I at least got more enjoyment in this one just between Omega, coming back and like all the action. Like I don't know which I think is like I like actually better, but this one just I enjoy it a lot more. Like the big intro for Omega. I love that. I love that entrance still. It was awesome. It's always fun. And even though everyone on the planet knew this would be Omega, I'm still super happy it's him that he is in fact back. I kind of forgot how long it's really been. Like we haven't seen him this entire year until like this is his first match of the year.
That's right.
Which is pretty crazy. Well, at times I forgot he was gone because like I said, it was a long time. I did miss Omega a lot because he's the best. He is the best. He's the best they have. I like him a lot. I missed him way more than I did Punk.
Yeah,
I think that's not even a contest.
Me too.
But it's different situations, but nonetheless. Omega's been out for a while, so he's cheered a lot. The Elites did seem face here, but it could just be because of the return. I'm not 100% sure about the Bucks yet being face, so we'll see. I think they definitely did seem face here, but then that could just be like between the return and LFI.
Yes.
So I guess it kind of depends on who wins Death Triangle, United Empire. Because if United Empire win, I feel like Elite would be face, which I prefer actually. Actually, I can't even say that because it's Death Triangle, so I don't. It hinges on next week's match. I feel like which roles the Elite will play, which is fine because I think they would do.
They can do either.
I feel like you could lean face just because people love Omega, but we'll see. Okay, so now actual matches. I got a little distracted again. I thought it was a great TV match. While I did want it to be open, I think it worked way better than the main event just because the whole spectacle of the thing.
Yep. Oh yeah, all the action with there. Kenny returning, that's your main event for sure.
Crowd was soft for Omega, made it better for sure. I think Omega delivered a great performance here. Weird shirt aside, he looked great. He was obviously holding back a bit, but then even then he wasn't at the same time.
He started to look like normal Kenny near the end of it, I thought, right? So I don't know if it was intentional or he just got more comfortable, but he definitely ramped it up by the end.
But considering the last few matches he did were like with a bunch of injuries and were awesome matches, and he's been working all the time. He did a great job. As far as comeback matches go, it was perfect. It was amazing. Like you would hardly know other than like when they purposely sold it, but like honestly, like he basically looked like normal Kenny aside from the shirt. Lee had a lot of tag offense or trios offense, and I love that so much. It's like tag offense, but it's like faster because you have like another guy. It adds another layer of offense. Like it's so cool. And because it was Omega's return, LFI were on the defense most of the time, specifically Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee.
I like some of their offense too. All of the tag offense in this match was super awesome, super crisp. It was so cool. Best start to the tournament that they could have had. I think it was perfect. One of the highlights is that suicide dive. Thing from Dragon Lee. That was crazy. Rare you get like an actual reaction, but like I definitely reacted to that. I like this a lot. It didn't feel like it ever really let up, considering like I guess like maybe during the commercial break, but like considering Omega was like in there, so I think that's great. Also, I think you forgot to mention it, but you noticed remember Andrade seemed kind of injured.
He was very, very much not using his left arm.
Yeah. That
I even looked it up after. I haven't seen anything, but he did not look like he wanted to use that arm.
It seemed like it, but I really hope not.
Could have just been selling, but commentary weren't mentioning anything, so I was kind of confused.
And it seemed like legitimate.
Did you cover what happened after the match yet?
Oh, I forgot. They basically just kind of turned on Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
Unmasked him. It was
I don't know why that needed to be there.
It was super rushed,
to me, just let the show end with the Fabulous Trios match. And is that just because Dragon Lee is not
I guess
not
so.
signed?
It's a quick write-off.
Yeah, I don't think that was necessary. He could just not be there next week, and it would have been the same to me.
Anyways, Happy Omega's back. I think that might be my match tonight. It was perfect.
Yep.
Great main event. That another Dynamite match. Like the amount of great matches we get on TV is insane.
It's good. So overall thoughts, I thought this was obviously a super strong episode. What's
the document called?
I didn't love everything. Year-end awards. Danielson Garcia was my match of the night, but the main event was a ton of fun as well and fantastic.
Got it.
And then you got a really strong, lengthy opening segment between Punk and Moxley. You get Moxley running in again later that I thought was really good. I really liked the promo from Hobbs. There was nothing that was really bad, and I was about to give it my A-, and then I realized, like, you know what? No. A show that has 2 matches this fantastic and a segment that's that strong and really builds a match like quickly right away that I really want to see, that's an A show. So I gave AEW Dynamite an A this week based on the strength of main event, opening match, and opening segment, I guess. Excellent show. Quite enjoyed it. A.
The first hour of this was fantastic, and it genuinely felt like it flew by. Like a lot of the time, I find myself like I always enjoy Dynamite, but always like I enjoy it, but I'm like kind of looking for a break. But this time, like honestly, like the break came it just flew by. Like
almost all of it.
We watched an hour and a half. Like we literally just left the main event, and I was pretty surprised.
Yep.
So like the first hour was pretty flawless. Like fantastic opening segment. Hobbs delivered pretty well, and then the 2-3 falls match was fantastic. I think that was great, and you have a bit of a fall off. You have like the private parties which that's fine. Mox Punk bit, which was quick, which I actually think is great. Jazz, whatever. The tag squash, fine. Lethal, no thank you.
Yeah.
That triangle picked it up a bit. Jungle Boy was fine. Wardlow's Hero was there. Then the women's match was.
I just feel like the stuff that was good was so good that it sort of averages
it puts
out.
It over the top, yeah. And then you have a couple of things, and then the main event was fantastic. One of my favorite main events in a while. It was just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I think the good far outweighs the bad or the boring. Like, there's just a lot to love here. I think you definitely gotta check out like the first hour Dynamite, like, and then the main event. Like, I think those are must see. Absolutely. I agree. I think an A is perfectly fair. I think this was awesome.
Makes me happy to give anything we review an A because that means we really enjoyed it.
And I mean, we have Dax Lethal and then another Epic Trios match next week. So
looking good.
We'll see how that goes.
Awesome. All right, well, let's transition from some AEW into our trivia segment where Jack's going to tackle a trivia topic of my choosing in what we like to call off the top of his head. All right, so this week we are going to talk about WWE's, I think exclusively, best tag team matches. So I'm consulting one list from the Sportster and then found a couple others on my own. So I'm going to just sort of, I imagine I'm not going to have to give you too many hints for things. So let's see. If I just say this, so best tag team matches, ready? So for the first one, all I'm going to say is Hell in a Cell 2017. And you're going to know what it was.
Oh, yeah. Usos, New Day, Hell in a Cell.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that match was awesome. That's the one where they used the kendo stick to trap him in against the cage, right? That was smart. I think you'd get that one. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2016.
Oh, was that DIY Revival?
Correct. Very good. Yes, fantastic match. This one I don't think you're going to get, but we'll see. So it is Armageddon 2006. 3 teams. I'll give you that hint. Oh, no, 4 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
With a major catastrophic injury.
Right. Eminem, Hardy's.
Yes.
William Regal and Dave Taylor.
Yes.
And then London Kendrick.
Right. And what was the injury?
That's when Mercury gets busted.
He got his face destroyed.
Yeah.
Big time. I'll show you the picture I'm looking at right
No,
now.
I don't want to see it again. Okay, that's not bad.
It's gross.
That is the face when he's like freshly open.
That was a cool match. I remember it. And I remember that injury too.
I remember because it was impromptu, so they changed it. Because I think it was supposed to be Eminem versus, I think, just Regal and the other guy.
SummerSlam 1990, 2 classic tag teams. Possibly 2 of the GOAT teams, it says.
Our Foundation?
And?
British Bulldogs?
No.
Rockers?
No. Big men, right era though.
Twin Towers?
Not tall, but bigger than those. Not like giants. Possibly the greatest tag team of all time in WWE.
Demolition?
Correct. Yep. Let's see. This one I don't remember. Raw, May 26th, 1997. One of the best matches in 97. The tag division. A makeshift team forced to work together against...
Was it Heart Foundation?
So, who is who?
Bulldog and Owen?
Correct.
Was it Michaels and Austin?
Correct. Yeah. Wow, why would you know that?
2K Showcase, 2K16.
There we go. Very good. SummerSlam 2000. That should be easy.
Oh, yeah, the TLC one, which is Dudley's, Hardy's, Edge and Christian.
Thank you. All right. Number 4 could be easy too. WrestleMania 16.
Triangle ladder match.
With?
Same team.
Correct. Very good. No Mercy 2002. Tournament to crown new tag champs for the SmackDown brand.
Oh, was it?
Finals between
Mysterio
4 all-time great workers.
Mysterio and Edge.
Versus?
Angle and Benoit.
Correct. Very good.
He who shall not be named.
Correct. Well, he may be named again later, too. May 21st, 2001, Raw. Another makeshift tag match. Memorable episode of Raw. 2 people dominating the company. They won the tag team championships.
Two-man power trip versus
Correct.
Both Chris's, Jericho and Benoit.
Correct.
And Triple H Shores Quad, I think.
Triple H and who's his partner?
Austin.
Correct.
I said Triple H Shores Quad.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Good. And this list saying the number 1 is WrestleMania 17. I wonder what that could be.
TLC 2.
Correct. So I made a note of a few other ones I wanted to add. So I watched this not long ago. It was good. Considered one of the best opening matches in Royal Rumble history. Royal Rumble 1991. Tag match. A tag team from another land versus one of the classics that spawned a superstar. Nope.
Rockers.
Correct. Rockers versus
British Bulldogs.
A name that would not be given to a team now, I don't think, in 2022. From the Far East.
The Head Shrinkers.
No, Orient Express. Here's another one I know you'll know. Elimination Chamber 2014. 2 of the company's most popular stables finally locking horns.
Oh, yeah. Shield and Wyatt family.
Correct. NXT, July 11th, 2018. One of your favorite groups.
Was that Undisputed Era and Mustache Mountain?
Very good. I thought I was going to have to hint
that was the one where they had to throw in the towel because it was...
Right.
It was that brief bit where they held the tag titles because they won them in the UK show and then they lost them back.
TLC 2012, tables, ladders, and chairs match. one of the best debuts in the history of sports
It's
entertainment.
like one of my favorite matches ever.
And it is?
Yeah, Shield versus Team Hell No and Ryback.
Team Hell No and Ryback.
I love that match.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's as far as debut matches go, that's a fantastic match.
So you crushed that. I definitely knew a lot about it. I like that I just have to name the pay-per-view. At most, I don't even have to give any more information, and you still know exactly what they are. So great work. All right, so now we're going to shift back into wrestling from this week, but it's a segment where we can talk about whatever we liked and didn't like from anything we saw this week, and that is a relatively new segment called Highspots and Restholds. All right, so all of my high spots and rest holds. I had a busy week this week with your brother's basketball playoffs and life in general.
Sucks to suck.
So all I got through was NXT Heatwave, so that's where all my high spots and stuff are coming. So first high spot I'll take is from NXT Heatwave, and that was the video package that opened the show. I don't know if you saw it, probably not, right? Just a really slick-looking package, narrated by William Regal.
What?
Crazy. Or sorry, William Regal. That's what I wrote. Paul Heyman. That makes more sense. Because Heatwave was an ECW show, right? Back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
So he narrated it, summarized all of the circumstances surrounding, I think, all of the matches, and it just looked really cool and was like allowed them to cherry pick, right? Like, here's some interesting stuff from this feud. Well, we won't mention all the crap along the way, sort of thing. So I thought it was really good. Do you have any?
Yes. Hold on.
I've got like 7.
I'm on the wrong document because I'm behind on the matches I like.
Not like you to procrastinate. Oh wait,
well,
it's exactly.
I just kind of
like
forgot about it.
It's fine.
I just put it on the actual doc that matters, and then I'm good.
Okay.
So one high spot from Raw. I'm as surprised as you are.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre had a promo on Raw. He said wrestling a lot.
I watched it. It was very good promo.
Ring. We're gonna wrestle.
I'm pretty excited at the treatment that Kevin Owens might get. Because he's
back
he
was
to being
already
like
in that. Yeah.
He's back to like, I'm a prize fighter again. I've been having too much fun.
He just seemed to have good intensity and passion. Felt more realistic. It
just
looked really
way better.
good. Actually,
no sword.
It looked good, and I can't say I ever really say that to a promo.
That's beautiful, because that's what this segment
good.
is for you to cherry pick stuff. Like, you don't have to watch all of Raw, but same thing. I didn't watch Raw, but that promo came across my stuff, so I watched it, right? Another high spot from Heatwave for me, it was probably my match of the night, I think, and that was the opener between Carmelo Hayes and
Wow, that's disrespectful to Jordan Devlin.
And Gio Vinci. It wasn't perfect. There was a botched leapfrog early on, and then Vinci was supposed to catch Mello coming off the ropes for, I think, a brainbuster. But still, when the rest of the match is so good, I can forgive a couple things easily. Vinci can honestly do anything and work any style. He looked awesome here. By the end, it felt like he was the babyface, though, because it's kind of a heel versus heel matchup, or it's like you don't even know what Carmelo is, to be honest, because he gets cheered, but he kind of does heel stuff, so it's weird to see. Trick got involved just enough, maybe a little bit too much at the finish, which I'll complain about later. So that allowed Hayes to counter a powerbomb attempt from Vinci into a roll-up. But if you look really closely, Vinci's shoulder was on Hayes' boot and not on the mat at all. So I don't think it was intentional, but that's something they could use going forward if they want to. But regardless, it was a really fun match. You?
So I had one from NXT. It was just because I saw Gallus debuted, so they attacked him, and then you told me Davenport was also there.
Yes.
So it's unclear as his full-time sub rumored World's Class Special, which is official, I guess. Which we haven't seen since January 2020. Which was the one where we had Imperium versus Undisputed, which I mentioned. I think that also had Balor versus Dragunov.
Right. I think that's right.
And also the Cruiserweight 4-way where Devlin won the title.
Yeah.
I remember being so happy because I was against Swerve, Garza, and then it was Devlin and also Travis Banks, if you remember him.
Yep.
Kiwi.
I do.
Buzzsaw.
Yes, that's right.
So that's confirmed now. So yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Julio.
Another high spot for me from NXT. I thought McDonough looked good in his first big match in NXT. Didn't win, obviously, against Braun Breaker. I thought Braun had his usual solid match. It's now starting to seem like a lot of his matches are really similar, right? Speed, power, win, away we go. I thought McDonough looked good because he's doing this whole like targeting strategy, I guess. And the story was, of course, he wanted to target Braun's shoulder, but Braun kept telling him in the match, like, it's perfectly healed, buddy. What are you going to do? So at one point, McDonough hit a neck breaker over the turnbuckle. So then he started targeting Braun's neck, which I thought looked really good. He also hit a sweet top rope Spanish fly, followed pretty much immediately by a really nice brain buster. And then they helped to keep him look strong by taking the loss, but he took 3 spears, including like standing up with blood coming out of his mouth and demanding the 3rd spear. And then obviously took the Gorilla Press Power Slam. But I thought he looked good. And he actually, I was telling you, he didn't look that small to me next to Braun. I don't know if Devlin's like, it can't get taller, so I don't know what it is. Maybe Braun's not as tall as I thought he was. But he definitely didn't look tiny, right? And you think of him as like Finn Balor size, and he definitely looked bigger than that. So I thought McDonough looked good in this. I don't know. I'm hoping Braun leaves soon, just because he's ready. He doesn't need to be there anymore, so that would open a spot for him. Good. Anything else?
Rest hold.
Yep.
Sheamus won a 5-way match on SmackDown and faced Gunther for the IC title. I say this as a rest hold because Sheamus versus Gunther is very uninteresting. It should be solid. Like, I'm not saying it'll be a bad match because they're both solid.
It'll be physical.
Like yeah, it'll be good. But like, it's Sheamus.
Sheamus is like the he's in glass emergency break in case. Like, if you don't have anything else on the go, grab Sheamus.
Yeah.
Right?
Since both of them are heels, so they're already doing heel versus heel match. I would have rather Sami Zayn because they were also teasing like, oh, but like
yes.
They're gonna obviously wouldn't win, but I would like that because that'd be and like Zayn worked kind of face there because of Montreal. So like I don't know, I miss babyface Sami Zayn.
Me too. High spot again from Heatwave. Legado del Fantasma's entrance this week looked sick. It was obviously Escobar's final match, which was a good match. I didn't mention it here, I don't think, but it started out with a video of them walking through the parking lot. Escobar was in his mask and wearing like an elaborate outfit. So he's walking through the parking lot. Then the other 2 join him and they're wearing like black suits, just looking cool, strolling through. And then Elektra Lopez joins them and then they walk right into the stadium from there. And Escobar was really getting like the star treatment from this. I don't know if it was like a thank you on your way out because he's been there a really long time. But they talked about, like, I thought he was winning the match the way they were just praising him during the match and putting him over. I'm like, why would they work so hard to put over a guy that they're sending away? So obviously he's winning and staying, but because it was really like
you got swerved.
Star-making performance sort of and talk, and then no, he lost. But anyways, yeah, so the entrance looked really cool. You?
Rest hold. It was like a thing you talked about in the news, Toxic Attraction. They were in the tag title tournament. They won. They're really not good. I don't want them near any of the tag titles.
Right.
Since they stuck up the NXT ones. I hope this isn't their call up yet. They shouldn't even be close. They suck so bad.
Rest hold from NXT Heatwave. Von Wagner promo. Are you surprised that that's a rest hold?
I am shocked. How dare you?
So
sir.
I have a quote. You ready?
Oh, yes. Can you do it with a lisp?
No. But so imagine his amazing delivery. The game has changed, but the rules remain the same. Because anybody smaller or weaker will not survive in this jungle. So is his new gimmick, like he just targets small people? He's like size-ist?
He can't beat good people.
Anyways, he's still really bad talking.
I'm cringing thinking about it.
I only have 1 left. You?
Yeah, I got 2.
Go ahead.
High spot, squash victory and Rampage for Buddy Murphy. Woo!
Oh, nice.
Beats Serpentico with Murphy's Law. Miro came afterwards and kicked his head off with a Machka kick, so that was cool too.
Nice. My rest hold is the finish, again, from Heatwave. The finish to the opener in the women's match. So I talked about it. AEW's created a world where referees don't pay a lot of attention, especially to tag rules. But NXT's not that way. So for me, the finish to the Hayes Vinci match, Trick Williams comes right into the ring. To me, that's a DQ, right? You come up on the apron, fine, the referee will admonish you, send you down, whatever. But you can't just come in the ring with the intention of getting involved somehow, right? So basically, he comes in the ring, and the referee does nothing. So obviously, Vinci turns his attention to Trick, powerbombs him, right?
Yeah.
And that distraction, when he went to powerbomb Hayes, is what caused him to get rolled up. So directly played into the finish, one guy's like second coming into the ring and interfering, no problem. And then in the women's match, so the story of that, I don't know if you saw the finish to that, is that Jade brought her kendo stick in, or whatever she's calling it, and was about to use it, and it got taken away. So again, doesn't get DQ'd. It's like you only attempted murder. You didn't murder, so you're fine. No charges, right? That you tried to use your kendo stick. So anyways,
I guess if you don't use it.
but I don't really.
If they've done that,
What
they
if
do that all the
I don't,
time.
she might have even swung it at her and not hit her. Still no?
I guess because it didn't actually do anything.
Really? So attempted murder, you're fine?
Yeah, well, if you
I wasn't successful in killing you. I just
Yeah.
tried to kill you. You can't reprimand me for that.
You can't prove that I was actually trying to succeed.
And then the story was that the other one, not Jade,
Roxy.
There we go. She grabbed the kendo stick and was like conflicted about whether to use it, right? And it cost her.
I saw.
But anyways, yeah. So I wasn't thrilled with that. Your last one?
Last one is a simultaneous rest hold and high spot.
Interesting.
Because rest hold was how the best friends Trustbusters match looked meh. Boudreaux, Slim J, no thank you.
Yeah.
High spot, Trustbusters didn't win.
Wow, you're mean. You brought them back in high spots and rest holds just to mock them when you already talked about them.
Yeah,
That's mean. It was a short week for me in terms of watching wrestling. Usually I watch at least Impact or MLW or something, but I did not this week, so I'm all out of rest holds and high spots. But that'll bring us to, I think, our final segment of the week, right? Which is where Jack's going to give us a quick update, I think, this week from the world of wrestling figures and whatnot. And that's what we like to call Figuring It Out with Jack.
just some pre-orders, which I know is very exciting for everyone.
Pre-orders. Woo! So what does that mean?
You can pre-order them.
But like we know what they actually, it's not like just
yeah, it's
like we
already,
know what it actually
we've already
looks
seen
like.
them. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That reminds me, I want to pre-order that Kenny Omega with the multiple pants. As I said, that is a selling point.
Right.
Showdown 2-pack Series 11 are up for pre-order. So you have Usos with SmackDown tag title, one tag title for a tag team. So that's kind of gross. Yeah. Then we have Roman Reigns versus John Cena with the Universal title, which has Reigns side plates on it. So that's cool because you got side plates on there now.
Right.
SummerSlam 2021 match, I believe. They're basics, so. And then Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair with the Raw Women's title, which has Lynch's side plates. I wish like you could have, like, if they really want to make it better, you have, since they both held that title pretty recently, you have two belts. One has Belair side plates, because I feel like my first initial idea was like you just have interchangeable side plates, but like then you have loose side plates without a belt. So I just like included a whole nother belt, and then it's okay.
Makes sense.
Elite 97's up for pre-orders. It includes Sheamus, which has the coat and the face mask, which is very up to date now. In the render, it looks exactly like the last Sheamus Elite I got, which is Elite 84, so 13 series before, I believe. It looks like the exact same Elite I have, just this one will have the different accessories and I'll have double jointed elbows. So I guess
worse.
A redone with better tooling. Like I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Omos, Ronda Rousey, which is Royal Rumble 22 with the black jacket, the weird gear she wore at Royal Rumble, when it was like the makeshift gear or whatever. Not a fan. Alexa Bliss with the eye makeup. She comes with Lily. Gross. Then we have Chainsaw Charlie, aka Terry Funk. And you have King Woods in the white tights with the crown, which I think is actually a nice figure. I would consider getting that because sucker for a good old white gear. It's the best.
We both are.
Mm-hmm. And then the chase variant is King Woods in the dark red tights, kind of like a maroon red or something. That's kind of cool. Or burgundy, I think, technically.
Those are both made-up words to my colorblind face.
Color deficient.
Whatever, same thing. Don't know what
get
maroon
those glasses someday. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I gotta pay for them though. That's the problem. I don't really.
That's
color
gonna be
deficiency hasn't bothered
a
me.
present someday, then that'll be so funny.
No, spend the money on something else I like better. A new microphone or something.
Then also the Elite 98 is up for pre-order soon. I don't think it actually is yet, but it's something else, so it counts. We got Rick Boogs he'll come with the guitar, and he's got like this gray singlet, kind of the jean look, and so that's something. Randy Orton with like the black and red tights. I think black tights, red logo. It's the mustache look, kind of RK Bro era, so that's something. Farouk Assad in the blue gladiator look.
What? Who is that?
Farouk.
Oh, Farouk. Sorry.
Farouk Assad.
I only heard the last part. I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah, it's Farouk in the blue gladiator
Although I think
look.
there was an Assad. Oh my goodness, that's taking me back now too.
Mandy Rose in the red Toxic Attraction look. She comes with the big wings. Biggie in a white and blue singlet. And Finn Balor, which is the demon look from Extreme Rules last year, which is awesome because I love a good demon figure. I will always buy a Demon Elite because Demon Elites are the best. And then Chase Variant's Rick Boogs in a red singlet.
Nice. That's it?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? We're going to come in under 2 hours.
No.
By how much do you think?
5 minutes.
Close. By 10. We're at 1:49:26.
No, damn it.
You just want to talk for 10 minutes to get it there?
Yeah.
No, we've had a few not go to 2 hours before. I thought today might be the day only because I didn't watch a ton of wrestling. I didn't get a chance this week.
You betrayed us.
I did. But anyways, I think that's bringing us to the end of episode 109.
Indeed.
We, as always, thank you for spending any time listening to us come down here and talk about wrestling. We really do appreciate it. Love to hear from any of you if you'd like. fnswrestling@gmail.com. FNS_wrestling_podcast on Instagram. Email comes to me. Instagram goes to Jack. Love to hear from you. Or leave a message on whatever platform you're listening to this. It comes to me. I will reply to you. I think I've replied to everybody that's ever sent me a comment. I'd love to hear anything from anyone. And there's nothing special happening this weekend, right?
We'll just, I guess, talk about the indie show next week.
We'll talk about our indie show next week when we banter, and then
also we will tell folks if we are able to snag the Dynamite tickets.
Right.
For anyone around here wanting the Dynamite tickets, don't forget it's August 26th, which is this Friday at like
10:30.
They go 10 a.m.
Is that the actual time, or are you lying to people?
10 a.m.
So 10:30, because we want to be the only ones on at 10.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's
So we have a better chance.
Oh, sorry. No, it's 10:30 a.m. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, hopefully we get those tickets. We'll be back to talk about our indie show and anything else we've watched in this coming week. So we hope to see you all back here next Saturday for episode 110. And until then, folks, take care.